Next week you're at home, and I believe you face the same Generals team, right? How do you feel about that?
Not good. They're a good team.
If I had my pick, I would choose not to play them again. 9-1 district champions. They've got athletes pretty much throughout their lineup.
They're a good team. I really don't want to play them.
I'm sure the kids in my locker room are excited to have another opportunity. It's a backyard rivalry, and
we had to play them. We had to play them. Yeah.
We welcome you to football under the Friday Night Lights. I should say playoff football under the Friday Night Lights, a Northern Region contest between the homestanding Yorktown Patriots and the visiting Washington Lee Generals, Arlington County rivals, and now they are playoff rivals. I am Afshin Banab along with John Moriarty. You're looking at us from your eye in the sky. A little different camera angle for you guys today. We hope you enjoy it. We also hope you guys enjoy a great football contest.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. I've been looking forward to this all week. I watched last week's game again this morning, and we've got a lot to look forward to. I want to see how both coaches come back this week and what sort of strategies they bring to the field tonight.
For the past several seasons, just like this season, Yorktown beat both of its county rivals. Yorktown, particularly its seniors, is anxious to show they can compete against the best in the rest of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Welcome to the game. Should be a good one. Yorktown hosting Washington Lee, first-round playoff action.
Last week, Yorktown, in the final game of the National District regular season, they defeated Washington Lee at War Memorial Stadium 14-0. And there wasn't much happening in that game in the second half except a turnover or actually a penalty-filled game. And we don't expect to see that tonight. We expect to see some really good football from these two outstanding football teams, John.
We sure do. Let's keep an eye on both quarterbacks, Rigo Salguero and Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith hooked up with some he had some great passes last week, especially to David Bernhardt. He had 4 catches for 95 yards, and we're going to look for more big plays from those guys. I want to see WNL. I want to see their offense get more activated this week, and not just using Anthony Taylor, but I want to see their offense really hit its stride.
We'll see. Maybe you're talking about someone like Seth Whitmore coming into this game and probably making a presence in this game.
Keyshawn Braithwaite.
Keyshawn Braithwaite, exactly.
Nate Young.
Nate Young, and of course he is a good punter too. We talk about Michael Dola all the time. Young has got a foot.
Nate Young kicked two punts over 50 yards last week, and that was actually a big weapon last week.
All right, here we are. Washington Lee kicks off. It's going to be a short pooch kick, but it's going to be picked up by Yorktown inside the 5-yard inside the 5-yard line on the far side of the field. I believe that was one of the Bailey brothers. Yes, of course. The Bailey brothers, they share the Defensive Player of the Year award in the National District.
Oh, that was Kyle Bailey. Sauce Kyle. Bailey, as he's known.
Soft Bailey, that's right.
Sauce.
Yorktown. Is it Sauce?
Sauce.
Sauce
yeah.
Bailey. All right, Sauce Bailey. That's some red hot then. Yorktown enters the playoffs with a 9-1 record, their best since 2003. WNL, they lost the first 2 games of the regular season and won 5 out of the last 8 to make the playoffs. And here we are. It is 1st and 10 now for the Yorktown Patriots. Smith under center, of course. Hands off to Khalil Doles. And Doles gets pushed back by that Washington Lee defensive line.
I remember last week WNL came out and had a really strong pass rush and just would blitz, 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 blitz. Musa Diallo had 2 early sacks. And Elamini also came out.
Tariq Alami, yes.
Alami had some big early tackles, and they shut down Yorktown's offense early on.
All right, John, second down and about 8. Smith got a 2-yard gain on that one. Trips right, 3 receivers to his right, two to his left, 1 in the slot on his left. Smith across the middle, that one is complete.
There's Bernhardt.
There is your man Bernhardt with a nice catch. Close to a first down. We'll see where the officials actually mark it. They'll give him the forward progress. Looks like he's up at about the 31-yard line.
Jordan Smith and David Bernhardt both named to the coaches all-district team for the national district this past week. Congratulations to them. Later on, we'll be naming everybody who made that list because there are a lot of players out here on this field that made those all-coaches district lists.
They're going to bring out the markers. Our official for our head man, the referee, is Dave Stevens. The umpire, Tim Lander. The linesman, Larry Woodworth. The line judge, Mark Sacreda. The back judge, Greg Storer. And the ECO up here in the booth with us, Richard Hask. And Yorktown does get that first down, so it's 1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own 31-yard line. Like we said earlier, Yorktown shut out Washington Lee 14-0 last week at Washington Lee. That'd be 15 consecutive years that Yorktown, by the way, has claimed the county title, beating Washington Lee and Wakefield in the same season. 15 consecutive years that they have held that banner. Looks like there's some equipment issues on the field. Smith is just ready to go. He's waiting for the official, the referee, Stevens, to wind the clock as he does. 10:50 to go here in the first quarter. Smith now under center. Looks like it is a fake to Doles. He'll go out to, he's got a man wide open. That one is complete. And this one's going to be.
He's brought down at the 3-yard line. Tyler Donnelly.
That was Tyler Donnelly, yes.
Well, I'll tell you, Jordan Smith faked out everybody in this entire. I faked me out, faked you out. I thought it was a handoff. And that's all it took for the secondary to bite on it too.
That's right. And Washington Lee they bit big. So Yorktown now, from their own 31, takes it all the way down to the 4-yard line. About a 64-yard gain on that one. That was Doles. He goes to off tackle right, gets in maybe a yard there, gets up just inside the 2-yard line.
Well, this is looking quite familiar, Afshin. Last week, big plays, big passes to set up Khalil Doles inside the 10-yard line for touchdowns. We saw that twice last week.
Khalil Doles had 2 touchdowns last week, 22 carries, 87 yards. And here he is again, and he's not going anywhere. They're going to stop him right there.
General's going to wrap him up.
Yep. Washington Lee held him up. Marshall Anders right there on the stop, grabbed him by the waist and held him while until he got a little help from his friends.
And that ball looks like right on the 1-yard line, maybe even a little inside the 1-yard line.
This will be 3rd down and goal from the 2, they call it officially. All right, there is the
pitch
pitch
to Doles.
He gets stopped. Nothing doing for Khalil Doles, and that is who? Anthony Taylor.
Both sides of the ball, Anthony Taylor. Yep. Tough as nails.
All right, first big decision now for Coach Hansen. They give him a 1-yard loss on that play, so.
That's why they call it the longest yard.
Yorktown calls timeout, and Hansen wants to talk this one over. Other games in the Northern Region tonight, John, or this weekend, I should say. Number 1 seed Stonebridge faces the Stewart Raiders. Number 3 McLean is at home against number 6 seed Hayfield. I think Hayfield has a shot to beat McLean, upset the number 3 seed there, and I also think that Mount Vernon has a shot to beat the number 4 seed South Lakes. Of course, we shall see, but it would be interesting if those things happen. For sure. So good football under the Friday night lights here from Greenbrier Stadium.
Now the winner here will play the winner of McLean Hayfield. Is that right?
Right. And Hayfield, they sneaked into the playoffs, but they were hurt all year long. Now they got some guys back.
They got their quarterback back. They got their top receiver back.
Yep. Had a couple linemen out, so they got everybody back, John. I'm wary of Hayfield if I have to play him.
Just in time for the playoffs.
Absolutely. Anthony Taylor. We're talking about those district players, which we'll mention a little bit more as we go on in the show. Let's get this play off first. Fourth down and goal for Jordan Smith. He's got 3 running backs. It's a full house backfield. Trying to confuse him.
He lets it fly.
He lets it fly.
And the pass was intended
incomplete.
for Andy Rock-Kelly.
In stereo. Andy Rock-Kelly, incomplete, so Washington Lee will take over deep in the shadows of their own goalpost. And I like the call by Bruce Hansen.
I like the call by Bruce Hansen too, and that shows the kind of confidence he has in his offense. And yet, Coach Shapiro brought the blitz there, put the heat on, and it worked out for him too. So early on, this chess match is all tied up.
All right, Rico Salguero now under center. He's going to hand off.
Oh.
And there is Taylor on the far side. Gets some running room, crosses the 10-yard line. Nice run by Taylor. 8:58 to go here in the first quarter. Taylor last week, 24 carries, 95 yards. What a season he has had, John. Over 1,200 yards, 21 touchdowns on the season.
21 touchdowns, almost 1,300 yards. We're going to watch him cross that threshold in this game. And absolutely, he's been the rock for them on offense this year.
And he and Diallo in the backfield on defense. Quite a tandem they make.
This year, Anthony Taylor named All-District Offensive Player of the Year. He's one of the top 20 rushers in the whole state of Virginia.
Yep. Good players making that district team. The Bailey brothers both made it. Defensive players. Quick shout out to Keith Powell, another category for the district team, the utility athlete, all-district utility athlete. I think it's well-deserved for him. What a good season he, as an individual player, has had, rather than the team Wakefield, of course. But he's had a great season, Keith Powell.
And now weeks before he was named to the all-coaches team.
Drew Powell, I'm sorry.
Drew Powell. Now, remember when we were at Wakefield and WNL played them, and afterwards when the teams were both giving their high fives, Coach Shapiro tapped him on the helmet, said something to him personally. You know, coaches have a lot of respect for a kid who plays really tough for a school that doesn't win a lot of games.
Absolutely. All right, this is going to be second and short. About a 9-yard run there for Anthony Taylor a moment ago. All right, now Salguero under center. Gives it to Taylor. He's trying to weave his way in and out. Looks like he got the first down.
Now, all these first downs and all these touchdowns we talk about for Anthony Taylor, it really starts with his line. His offensive line blocking for him. And both number 50 center, Daniel Gunther, and number 60 guard Ian McLennan, they both made the coaches all-national district team as well.
Yes, they did. All right, first down and 10. Again, it's Taylor. Runs right up the middle, closer to the right side, I guess. And Shapiro so far is going Taylor, and more Taylor.
It reminds me of the opening of the second half last week.
Picking up where he left off. All right, they give him 5 on that one, John, so it's second down and 5. All right, Salguero again with the give. Taylor just pounding his way forward.
Spinning and wheeling and dealing, picking up those tough yards.
Wearing down that Yorktown defense.
And they're going to move the chains again.
That's another one. That was about a 6-yard pickup for a first down again.
I think any coach, if you have an option to have a 2nd and 5,
you have so many options. You have so many things you can do with
every time. Why not hand it to Anthony Taylor on first down?
All right, single setback. Of course, that is Anthony Taylor. Salguero with receivers on both sides of him. Again, the give to Taylor. He crosses the 30-yard line to about the 31, maybe. So another good push forward by Anthony Taylor. And Shapiro is just going to stick with it. If they can't stop him, he gets 4 or 5 yards a carry. Why not? Second down and 6, 4 yards on that one. Ball spotted right at the 30-yard line, it looks like. All right, Salguero again. Taylor, this time he goes off to the right side. He gets pushed back, though.
Hit. Was that
Big
Austin
hit.
Brown?
I believe so. I believe Andrew Moyer was in on that play, too.
I couldn't quite tell exactly who it was, but whoever made that tackle really popped him.
Ball at the 33-yard line. They give him 2 yards on that one, obviously, with that forward progress. All right, third down. All right, Salguero now out of the gun. He's going to keep it to the far side, turns the corner, gets the first down. Nice run by Rico Salguero. Gave Anthony Taylor a break.
Yeah, right? Rigo Salguero, a.k.a. Rigo Fuerte, has run for nearly 700 yards this season.
Yes, he has. Salguero last week, only 3 for 12, 37 yards in the air. There is a flag on the play, and that was a big no-no last week. 15 penalties for Yorktown, 165 yards.
All kinds of personal fouls, late hits, face masks.
Oh, yeah. That won't happen that won't happen tonight. This will push back Washington Lee. All right, now Nate Young, the receiver on the far side, along with Seth Whitmore. Whitmore, he is in the slot. I believe that is Brathwaite on the far side, rather. Nate Young on the near side. Salguero coming up against the grain. He gets tackled. He unloads
gets the ball off.
Brathwaite with the catch. Crosses the 30. Boy, he made something out of nothing on that one.
He looked like he was completely wrapped up. What an effort from Rigo Salguero.
I don't understand how he did that.
Oh, wow.
David Bernhardt was all over Salguero, and somehow Salguero was able to just launch it across the field, and Brathwaite was right there.
Put a lot of air under that ball for a guy that was being sacked. Nearly sacked, I should say.
Brathwaite now comes over to the slot on the near side with Nate Young. Now he is in motion, Brathwaite is. There is the punt, actually, because it was a fourth down. Nice high punt by Nate Young. Bailey will pick it up right in around the 30, tries to cut it back, crosses the 35, and then a host of Washington Lee Generals drags him back down into the 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. They'll get him right at about the 37-yard line. So he got about a 7-yard pickup. He was dragged back to the 30, but they gave him the forward progress, of course. First down for the Patriots, and here comes Jordan Smith again under center.
WNL needs to make sure that they don't give up any big plays. That's really that's all that happened last week. Really, they got Yorktown's momentum going was big pass plays.
All right, Smith now out of the gun. Dole's back there with him. 5:14 to go here in the first. A rapidly running first quarter. Smith, this one is caught, and that one is complete. Michael Rogers, and then he's taken out of bounds. 5:08 to go here in the first quarter. Gets what do you say, about 6, 7 yards there? That's not a bad. It's like a run. It's like a quick run. So it's second down. He's John Moriarty. I'm Afshin Banab. You are watching high school football under the Friday Night Lights. Virginia's Northern Region Division V playoffs between Yorktown and Washington Lee. There is Smith to Rock Kelly. He catches it. He's got enough for the first down.
What a precise route. He knows where that first down marker is. Jordan knows exactly when to hit him. First down, Patriots.
It'd be nice if the Redskins know where a first down marker is sometimes. Really, you know? Really. 4:40 to go, John. First and 10 now for the Patriots. There it is, right up to Smith. He keeps that one himself, crosses midfield, gets to about the Washington Lee 47-yard line. I like that play. That wasn't expected at all. Good play. That was almost a wildcat formation using Jordan Smith. the quarterback instead of a running back or a receiver. They give him 5 yards on that one, so it's 2nd down and 5. And you mentioned something earlier, 2nd and 5, you have so many different options, John. Tom Landry, former head coach of the great Dallas Cowboys, the then great Dallas Cowboys, used to say that all the time. Give me a 2nd and 5 any day. I can do anything I want. No one expects it. So you make a good point about that 2nd and 5. Smith now out of the gun. Looking again. This time he throws it to the near side. This one just
off the outstretched hand of David Bernhardt.
Yes, of Bernhardt. Bernhardt had his hand on it, but it was just a bit. He needed to be Plastic Man to catch that one. So
I remember them running that same route, similar route last week.
It was similar.
Around the same place on the field, and Bernhardt was able to come up with that catch. But last week that ball was perfectly thrown. That pass right there was just a little bit ahead of him.
Okay, this one is now 3rd down. And about 5 for Yorktown. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Smith about 3 yards deep, rolls to his right, and he had to unload it. He was going to be taken down anyway. Incomplete, of course. Yep, Bailey was the intended receiver there.
Near sack by Moussa Diallo.
Moussa Diallo again. Beast mode.
That's our first sign of beast mode tonight.
Right.
Let's see who else brings beast mode tonight.
You know, there'll be some players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, Dola now. Keyshawn Brathwaite standing right at about his own 24-yard line. Dola now set to punt. They're rushing. Dola gets off a nice short but high punt. So this one's going to bounce in favor of the Yorktown Patriots. Take a nice bounce, trickles all the way out of bounds, about the 11, maybe 12-yard line. So good punt by Dola.
Both of these teams have great kicking games.
Right, you talk about Washington Lee, Nate Young, and also Luis Torres. Nice kicker on that side of the ball, on the Washington Lee side of the ball as well. So Washington Lee now will start off deep again in their own territory. Not quite as bad as their last possession. Looks like they get it right about the 12, 13-yard line. So Nate Young and Keyshawn Brathwaite, the receivers on the near side. Salguero under center, gives it to Taylor. Taylor falls forward. I'm just waiting. It's been Taylor, Salguero, Taylor. I'm just waiting for Shapiro to do something that's unexpected. I think he's trying to wear down that Yorktown defense first.
Nate Young, that's who I'm looking for. Looking for him to break a big play
Looking
tonight.
for Nate. And why? Speaking of Nate Young. All right, Salguero now. Again, the handoff. Again, it's Anthony Taylor. Again, he picks up some good yards.
He's a workhorse.
Bailey on the stop. He brought Taylor down. This will be 3rd down. About 2. 2:35 to go. First quarter. Nate Young, the receiver on the near side. Taylor again. He's taken down in the backfield. Good job. Good job. That is Josh Bunch. Held him up in the backfield. Loss of yards for Taylor. So Washington Lee now will have to punt. Mr. Bailey of the Twins, one of the Twins, he'll be back deep to receive. And that is, of course, Kyle Bailey. He'll stand, see where he goes. He's still backing up. Just right near his own 45-yard line. Nate Young now to punt. That's a decent
Bailey's
punt.
A dangerous return, man. Let's see if he can even catch this one.
He picks it up at his own 35, has to turn the corner, crosses the 40, the 45, out of bounds near midfield. Darius Gray held him by the legs, and he fell out of bounds. $1:35 to go here in the first. Well, he stepped out of bounds a little earlier. I did not see that, so they mark it at the 44-yard line. So it'll be 1st down from their own 44, Yorktown. All right, now Smith under center. He's got two running backs. Got one receiver in the slot. Smith with the fake. Looking, across the middle, fires, complete. No, incomplete.
He really threaded that pass through that needle because there were all kinds of Generals jerseys all around the middle of the field.
Anthony Taylor right there on the stop. Yeah, he gunned that one in there. A minute 28 to go here in the first. Second down and 10 from the 44. Again, the same formation. A different execution, though, as this was handed off.
Looking at around a 3rd and 7.
Khalil Doe's on the carry, yeah. About a 3-yard pickup.
Both teams have come into this game and last week's game with great defensive plans. I mean,
Right.
I expected a lot of scoring before last week's game. Coming into this game,
You're not expecting it at
I
all.
wasn't expecting much scoring at all. It's fun to watch a defensive battle.
There's Smith again. He completes it. That is to Michael Rogers. So that takes it all the way up to about the 49-yard line. And
that was a good stop by Iqbal Mutsar.
yeah.
Or Mutsar
Iqbal, yes. Number 57 for the Washington Lee Generals. So this is a 4th down, and they will have to punt. Dola will come in and do his thing. Keyshawn Brathwaite standing back at his own 25-yard line, ready to do his thing. And there is a flag. Timeout, Washington Lee.
I'd like to know what both coaches said to their teams last week after all those penalties. How about let's not have that happen again, except maybe with more colorful language.
That's right. You know, can we use nicer words, guys? You know,
I had a basketball coach when I was in middle school get ejected out of the game, and then this was in the second quarter. In the third quarter, our team looked out we could see out the gym window, and he was watching through the gym window. That, yeah, all right, coach is still here with us.
Yep, we better do what
he was trying to give some sort of symbols, some hand signals through the window. He was still with us.
That sounds like a Bobby Knight thing. It does.
My coach that year, I wouldn't have been surprised if he had thrown a chair, but it was just love for the game.
You would. All right, here's the punt.
Mike Dola got a lot of air under that one. Look at that hang time.
This one bounces back. Not quite the same.
Takes a General's bounce.
Not quite the same bounce that he got on his last punt. So Washington Lee will take over. This will be their 3rd possession of the game, their best field position of the game.
By far.
They started inside their 5. They started inside the 20, and now for their 3rd possession, they are a little bit better off, and that is the end of the first quarter. Yorktown and W&L scoreless thus far. And you can say the last 3 quarters that these two teams have played have been scoreless. All the scoring last week came in the first half.
That's right. In the second quarter, as a matter of fact.
Right, in the second quarter.
So yeah.
You can say 4 out of the last 5 quarters.
This reminds me a lot of last week's first quarter.
Yeah.
And really, I think that the biggest story of the first quarter tonight was W&L's stand on the 1-yard line against Khalil Doles and this powerful Yorktown offense. They couldn't punch it in for the touchdown.
Yorktown's first possession, they got it all the way in there after a 60-yard pass from Smith. They got inside the 2, and like you said, four times. An
early Generals victory there.
Yeah, you got to love what Shapiro's doing with this team. His 4th year as coach. He's in the playoffs once again. And what an upset this would be, John, not only because it is a playoff game, but because Washington Lee hasn't beaten Yorktown some 28 years, and it would really be a huge victory.
The last
moral
time
victory too for Washington Lee.
The last time that Washington Lee beat Yorktown, Thriller was the #1 album.
That's right. Ronald Reagan was in his first term as president of the United States, And there is Salguero keeping it on the far side. Not going to get much. Right, Thriller. Ronald Reagan was in his first term. I think gas was like 75 cents a gallon.
Dr. J was still winning the NBA title.
That's right. The Lakers and the Sixers were big back then. You're a big basketball fan. You brought up basketball. How about John Wall's triple-double? The first one is in his the sixth one of his. It's in the sixth game of his professional career, which, by the way, is, as we see this play, Salguero with the handoff. Taylor's got some running room. He's off to the run. He gets to the 40, the 35. Bailey's trying to catch him. Taylor is going to score a touchdown. Anthony Taylor.
How about that for a thriller? Touchdown,
How about
Taylor.
That one? Anthony touchdown Taylor. That was about a 67-yard scamper down the middle of the field. And Anthony Taylor said, forget it. This one's mine.
Right through the middle of the line, all you can hear was whoosh, and he was gone. What a play. That was the play we were waiting for last week.
We were.
We couldn't quite break it last week, and just like that, the Generals are up.
Right.
Early touchdown. Wow.
Early in the second quarter, 11:13 to go. Snap, kick, and it is way up and good.
And we're here in the booth, but we can hear the Generals crowd is just really feeling that touchdown.
Big play by Anthony Taylor, 67 yards, right up the middle. Sorry, we don't have replays tonight, but you'll have to think of that one. Keep that one in your memory box up in your head, because that was a beautiful run. Chris Williams comes over and wants to look at the replay, and we don't have it. Sorry, my friend. That's right. You can scroll on the web and watch it again. Yeah, that's right. You can just do it that way.
Yeah, Devin, why don't you flash that that website up on the screen right now?
Devin Gallagher up here in the booth with us, our producer. Someone's siphoning our gas too, man.
Endless fun with a video production van.
That's right.
It's fun life.
That's right. That's all right, but we're here nonetheless. We had to bring you guys this game. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to our broadcast booth. John Moriarty, Afshin Banab, Arlington Independent Media, Comcast 69, Verizon, Fios 38. Yorktown, or Washington Lee now just scored on a 67-yard Anthony Taylor run to take a 7-0 lead at the 11:13 mark of the second quarter. First quarter, pretty much defensive ball. And here is a kick, and this one is a squib, and this one is picked up by Zach Green to the near side, and he's taken down just shy of the 40-yard line. Williams brings Green down. Ball at about the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 now.
This is the first time this year of us covering Yorktown games when they've actually been down.
This is Yorktown, great defensive team, averaging 9 points a game. They give up 9 a game. There is the handoff. Giving up 9 points a game. They've had, 4 or 5 shutouts this season? Defense is tough for this team. All right, 4 yards on that one. 2nd down and 6. Rock Kelly, the receiver, to the near side. There is the handoff, John. Michael Rogers in at quarterback on that play. Don't know if something happened to Smith. We're looking at Jordan Smith right in front of us.
Stretching out on the sidelines, like maybe a hamstring.
That's what he may have.
We haven't seen Michael Rogers at quarterback since, I want to say, game 2 of this year.
I think so. I believe so. Smith looks all right. He just has to loosen up a little bit. So Rogers is taking over, looking quite poised back there. The 6 foot, 165-pound junior, under center. Washington Lee showing blitz. Hands off to Doles. Doles gets up to about the 45-yard line. This will obviously well short of the first down, about 3 yards short. So this will bring up 4th down, and I think that's all that Hansen wanted to do, was to get out of that one safely with Michael Rogers under center. And he did just that, and he's willing to punt it away, and Keyshawn Brathwaite now will stand at about his own 28-yard line.
Let's see if Michael Dola can kick a big punt here. We saw him
rushing, almost got to Dola there. Dola did fall. No flag from what I can tell. Brathwaite loses it. Yorktown recovers. Couldn't ask for anything better from you if you're a Yorktown Patriots fan. They get in right about the 14-yard line. Austin Brown picks it up. Big old Austin Brown.
That looked like it might have bounced off the shoulder pad of Braithwaite when he was trying to wrap it up.
5'11", 230-pounder.
We have seen Austin Brown make so many heads-up plays this year. Remember when he caused 2 or 3 fumbles in one game when we were here?
Was that the Madison game?
That was the Madison game.
When they beat Madison 42-0. All right, Smith back in, out of the gun, flag on the play.
I don't think he's back in. That's still Michael Rogers.
Is that still Michael Rogers? You're right, it is. Timeout, Washington Lee. They're going to take a break, and they want to talk about it.
Michael Rogers has had a big year of receiving.
Yep.
Got at least 11 catches for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, he's not bad back there at safety either.
It's a little chilly tonight. I wonder if Jordan Smith, he just stretched that hamstring a little bit. Hamstring came up a little tight.
Yeah, he's still stretching. We'll see.
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing more of him, though. I see him walking the sidelines. He's on the track. Get that man some Gatorade.
He'll be back in. There's no doubt about it. All right, Yorktown now. Rogers, this time, first time he's in a passing formation. 2 receivers to the right, 3 receivers to the left. He's got 5 in this game. He's by himself in the backfield. Rogers rolling, looking up in the corner. This one looks like it's intercepted. Washington Lee gets it back. Nice catch. That is Nate Young, your man.
Great hands from Nate Young. You knew he was going to make a big play.
NY20.
He got up right there. He's getting up too. He got up, went up, and he climbed the tree to get that one.
Maybe we can call him NYPD Blue, since they are blue.
There it is.
Nate Young with a nice interception.
You have the right to be silenced. By interception right there. What a play!
Great play.
That ball just hung in midair for it seemed like forever.
And he waited patiently, timed it well. Good interception. Big play by the Washington Lee Generals. After that fumble, 2 turnovers in this game, back to back. 9:05 to go here, first half. Salguero looks like he's going to keep it. He picks up a few on that one. Good run by Rico Salguero. Josh Bunch on the stop. Picks up about 4, so it'll be 2nd down and 6.
So if a receiver jumps higher than you and gets the ball, you get moss. That's a moss. Okay,
right.
So what is it if you're a DB and you go up and get the ball? What's that called?
You get D'Angelo'd.
Is that you got Daryl Green? You got D'Angelo.
You got Green.
You got Green.
You got Green. Moss and Green.
Yeah,
how about that? Green Moss.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. We're just having some fun, guys. Boys and girls, we're just having some fun.
Nothing wrong with that. You know, who's the coach that was eating turf this week? One of the NFL coaches was taking turf and chewing on it before a game. He said he does it before every game.
Does he?
We got to look that up.
Oh man, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That sounds like something a Jeff Fisher might do. I don't know. For Tennessee, I don't know if it was him or not.
Speaking of Moss, yeah, he's a Titan now.
Speaking of Moss, yeah. Wasn't he always a Titan?
Remember
the Titans? Remember the Titans? We're on a roll,
okay,
folks.
We're getting silly up here in the booth now.
Hey, there's another timeout on the field. Josh Paetzel enters the game. 7:47 to go here in the first quarter, or in the second quarter. Washington Lee up 7-0. Interesting turn of events. Anthony Taylor with a 67-yard scamper at the 11:13 mark. Yorktown has to come back. They get held. They punt. Keyshawn Brathwaite couldn't hold on to the punt. Recovered by Austin Brown. On very next play, Michael Rogers, who's in for Jordan Smith, throws an interception to Nate Young in the corner of the end zone, and this is where we stand right now. 3rd down and 7 for the Generals. At the 23, Salguero fakes it, looks, throws, complete to the far side. He's got some running room. He crosses the 40, the 35, cuts back inside, taken down. Finally taken down. And that is number 83, Seth Whitmore.
Did you see the speed there? Lightning fast on the sidelines.
We were talking about what can Washington Lee do besides. That's funny. Besides Anthony Taylor, you mentioned Nate Young. I mentioned Seth Whitmore. They come up with 2 huge plays.
Huge plays. And he was wide open. Salguero found his man there.
Good play. And this was also one of the plays I think we talked about earlier where they kept going Taylor, Salguero, Taylor. They finally did something a little different. Shapiro had something up his sleeve, and that was Seth Whitmore. All right, Washington Lee now out of the I formation. This time Taylor gets it up the middle. Bounces around in there like a pinball, and then he falls. So he gets a few. He picks up a few.
And that clock is still running.
We see Jordan Smith now. John, he is on his back. That leg must be killing him. I don't know if it's his hamstring. Looks like it may be the way they have him rolled over on his stomach. Or is it maybe his hip? I'm not sure what they're actually. When we saw him, he was working on his legs, it seemed like. All right, back to action. The pitch to Taylor on the left side. Finds a hole. Gets close to the first down. Andrew Moyer on that stop.
Washington Lee running the ball and watching that clock tick on by.
All right, 3rd down and 2 now for Washington Lee. And tick it does as we come up on the 6:15 mark of the second quarter.
Tick-tock on the clock. You know it doesn't stop.
Again, out of the eye. Musa Diallo in motion. Anthony Taylor to run.
Oh, nobody's going to
stop him. He's still on his feet, and he's going to score a touchdown. Anthony Taylor.
And the Generals crowd is on their feet. Players are running up and down the sidelines.
Anthony Taylor with a nice run. Beautifully done. Broke a couple tackles and said, see ya.
And now the cleats are on the other foot. Now we see suddenly the Generals are up 14-0, about to go up 14-0 maybe with this kick.
All right, Torres now on this field goal kick, on this extra point, pardon me. Snap, hold, kick, long enough, and it is good.
They marched down the entire field there, I've seen.
All the way down.
And it all got started with a Nate Young interception in the end zone.
Nate Young interception, and then a big reception by Seth Whitmore's catch and run. And then it was Anthony Taylor the last 3 plays, and he just carried it in. Broke a few tackles on that far side.
And just like that, the Generals are up 14-0 over the Patriots with 5:57 left here in the second
Just like
quarter.
Last week, John. Just like last week. This is exactly the same situation as last week. The only difference is Washington Lee has scored twice.
And now Yorktown does have a little time left here. Last week, W&L only got the ball with 1 minute left and managed to march down to about the 40-yard line where Rigo Salguero threw a bomb that was almost caught in the end zone.
Almost, yes.
And now this week, Yorktown's going to have a good 6 minutes to work with. See if they can put something together here. They need it.
All right, Bailey now deep to receive for Yorktown. 14-0, 5:57 to go here. Arlington Independent Media.
Luis Torres here to kick off. Let's see if they squib it again or if they decide to give the Bailey brothers a chance to return one.
I sure wouldn't. It's another squib. Well, Bailey's going to end up picking it up anyway. He's got to get it. He does at the far side, and he's taken down. Took a little too long for him to pick it up. That helped Washington Lee in their pursuit. So both things happened.
Oh,
Luis Torres
a little
squibbed
skirmish here on the side of the field.
Luis Torres squibbed it, and Bailey was able to pick it up anyway. That's always going to happen, those skirmishes, every now and then.
Shapiro and his generals have jumped out to this lead and are playing with a swagger.
They are. Now we'll see if the defense can hold here for Washington Lee. All right, Rogers now with the handoff. Khalil Doze on the carry. Anders on the stop. John, the defense held the last 2 times Yorktown was down. And Yorktown even had that threat a few minutes ago when they were inside the 15-yard line off of the Keyshawn Brathwaite turnover. And then Nate Young intercepted. You got to give Washington Lee's defense a lot of credit there, especially their defensive backs. All right, 5:14 to go. This time there's a pass across up the middle, incomplete. Kyle Bailey just through his outstretched arms. Brathwaite on the coverage there. 5:09 to go here. In the second quarter. And Jordan Smith, still they're looking at him down here in front of us, right on the sideline. Rogers now, again. This one is complete, and it is this time again to Bailey. It's up to about the 39-yard line. Enough for a first down, of course. They'll move the chains.
Let's go, Yorktown!
4:50 now. All right, Mike Rogers now out of the gun. This time he's going to keep it the far side again. Musa Diallo pursuing him from behind and gets him before he could pick up.
Hit.
Yeah, before he could pick up. He only picked up minimal yards there, but Diallo was right behind him.
Diallo
from the far
packs a
side.
punch. It's like he's been watching those old Ronnie Lott tapes.
Oh,
Think he's got an NFL film hidden somewhere?
yeah, maybe some Steve Sable stuff from the 1980s.
Yeah.
He was like,
Ronnie Lott.
pickup of only 3. It could have been more. More 15 to go. It is now 2nd down and 7. Ball on the 42-yard line. In case you're just joining us, Washington Lee up 14-0 here from Greenbrier Stadium. Yorktown with the ball. Jordan Smith out of this game right now. Rogers, a mix-up. Looks like confusion along the line between the center and the rest of the linemen. And Michael Rogers. Michael Rogers now in for Jordan Smith. They call a false start, so that will move Yorktown back 5 yards. So we'll make it 2nd down and 12 now.
Go, Yorktown!
All right, Rogers again out of the gun, looking to the far side. Timed quite well by the defense on the far side. Kyle Bailey with the catch, but timed really well by the defense on the far
Big
side.
tackle by Keyshawn Brathwaite.
All right, loss of 2 yards there, so this will be 3rd down and about 14.
Braithwaite sure timed that stop perfectly, didn't he?
I thought he was going to intercept it. I thought there was going to be an interception on that far side. Rogers now on a 3rd and long play. This one incomplete. Dangerous play. I think it was intended for Andy Rock-Kelly, but Nate Young was right there as well. It could have been intercepted easily, but it was just too short for either receiver or defender. So it's a 4th down. Yorktown now will punt. And, John, if you look down at the Washington Lee side, Nate Young is ready to receive this one instead of Braithwaite. Interesting. Just thought I'd bring that up.
He had good hands in the end zone earlier with that interception.
He did. Maybe he just thought Braithwaite needed a break from receiving a punt a couple of times. Ndola kind of keeps it away from him. And this one will bounce out of bounds. Good field position for Washington Lee. It looks like it's going to be right around the
44-yard line.
44-yard line, maybe? Yeah. So good field position. They're going to start off an excellent field position. Actually, the best field position of the night for them.
With 2 minutes and 51 seconds left on the clock, there's time to put another drive together.
Yep.
And to build a sizable lead. They're already up 2 touchdowns.
They call it the 46-yard line. All right, now Salguero.
Salguero out of the gun.
He's rolling to the near side, finds a little hole, crosses, gets to midfield, calls for his blockers. Taylor with a nice little block to give Salguero more yards on that run. Taylor at the last second, a little push, gave Salguero a few more yards on that one.
Vigo is speedy. He just needs a seam, and he can pick up big yardage.
Yeah, good eye.
He puts that shoulder down, too. He's not running out of bounds either.
Good 16, 17-yard pickup by Rico Salguero. Under center this time. Anthony Taylor this time. Anthony Taylor.
Michael Rogers on the stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gunther Poth, a little help with Michael Rogers there. He crosses the 35-yard line, does Anthony Taylor. So give him a 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9.
Braithwaite and Whitmore entering the game for the Generals.
And Whitmore and Nate Young on the far side. Keyshawn Braithwaite on the near. Salguero and Taylor back again.
Salguero's
looks like
keep
it's the
it.
same play on the opposite side of the field. Salguero leaps the player. And then he goes out of bounds. Nice run by Salguero.
Leaping and jumping and flying. Exciting.
Looks like the same play as 2 plays ago, except went to the opposite side of the field. Salguero with a nice run. Showing what he can do on the field. And showing that he can run the ball just as well as anybody else.
When you can't run anymore, just fly.
That was about it. He did that. 8 yards, 8-yard pickup, so it'll be 3rd down and 1. 3rd and 1. Salguero looking, throwing. Nate Young going to cross the 25 to about the 24-yard line. More than enough for a 1st down. Again, those short passes like little quick runs that you can use with Taylor. Instead, you go to Nate Young, get a quick 1st down, and set it up all over again.
Nate Young was named to the 2nd-team offense to the coach's all-national district team. He had 12 catches for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns coming into this game, and he's just picking up more yards tonight.
Good season for Nate Young. Anthony Taylor off tackle right. Bull rushes his way forward. Nice run by Taylor. He carried a couple of players.
Ooh, that was mean, wasn't it?
It was. Yep, Gunther Poth again. But he put his shoulder down on Poth. Give him 9 on that carry, John. 2nd down and 1. Ball on the 14. All right, Whitmore now to the near side. Young to the far side. Movement. Looks like Taylor might have moved in the backfield. Maybe somebody on the line as well, but this one should go against W&L. Yep. On the offense. Move that back 5 yards.
And that may put them out of field goal range. They're going to have to pick up some yards here in the next 52 seconds if they want to score again.
We got it. 50 seconds and counting now here in the first half. 2nd down and 6 now for Washington Lee. Same formation. He fakes it. Salguero again rolling. He's got to get rid of it. Not much running room left. He's going to turn the corner, and then he's taken out of bounds.
Hot pursuit from David Bernhardt there.
Clock stops with 36 seconds to go here in the first half.
Well, still, Rigo was able to still pick up a couple yards there.
He picked up a couple.
He's that fast.
Yep. 3rd down and 4. Washington Lee out of the eye. A fake, Salguero, incomplete. Intended for Williams, and he couldn't hold on to it.
Looked like he was trying to run
Before
for those extra yards maybe before he wrapped that ball up.
Oh, I know about that very well myself. It does happen. So this will be 4th down. Luis Torres now coming in. He'll try this long field goal. This will be about a 33, maybe 34-yard attempt.
It's going to be a good kick.
Oh, low snap. Kick, however, is more than long enough. We'll see if it's good or not. No good. Off to the right. Just off to the right, but that was a booming kick.
He got a lot of leg on it. Yeah, the snap rolled to the placeholder. He got a lot of leg under that ball.
He did.
If it had been a little to the left, it would have been good for 50.
It would have been good. Yeah, that was long. I think they must have used Dola there. No, but Luis Torres with a nice kick. Unfortunately, just went wide right by a bit. And there you see it, 14-0, 24 seconds to go.
That's the first big break for the Yorktown Patriots tonight. It's been all generals here in the second quarter. All generals.
All generals. All right, Rogers now.
Oh, that ball, he fumbled it.
Washington Lee may have it. We'll see. There's a flag on the play, too, I believe. Look like it's all
It's being marked General's ball.
General's football, John.
Oh, so much for what I said about getting a quick break there.
Yep, another break for Washington Lee. Yorktown did have a break at the other end, and they gave the ball up. Now Washington Lee comes back, misses a big field goal. Yorktown gives the ball up again.
Torres may get another chance here. Seeing the range we just saw.
Oh, you got to give him another chance.
If he gets a better snap, he can kick a ball from 45.
That was a beautiful kick. All right, Nate Young, Keyshawn Brathwaite on the far side, Seth Whitmore on the near side, setting it up for you. Out of the Anthony Taylor with the pitch. He's got some room on the far side. Nice takedown. Nice play by Bailey. He just took him down. Bailey's that Defensive Player of the Year, co-Defensive Player of the Year with his brother. Second down and 7 now for the Generals.
So what do you do here? You got time to run. You got 11 seconds on the clock. You got time enough to run one play to pick up, 10 yards, 12 yards.
Right.
Similar to the play they threw to Williams last possession.
Right.
I think that you run a similar play. Or do you go to Taylor?
And then go.
Try to pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. Try to get a little closer for that field goal.
You have timeouts. Let's see. Out of the gun now. It looks like Salguero's going to go for it. He's going to throw it up top. This one's intercepted by Yorktown. Again, another big play. Another turnover in this game in the first half, and that runs the clock out.
That ball popped loose, but Yorktown hopped on it.
And that should be the end of the first quarter. Let's see, somebody is down on the field.
How about Washington Lee just trying to put this game way away? They're trying to get that third touchdown, go into the locker room 21 up.
21-0. That is Austin Brown. He looks like he is okay. So at the end of the first half, Washington Lee up 14-0 against Yorktown. You're watching high school football, the Northern Virginia Regional Playoffs, Division 5, right here on Arlington Independent Media, Channel 69 on Comcast, 38 on Verizon Fios. Back with the second half after this. Stay with us, everybody.